quick, I want to talk about why I think every grown man should know how to fight or do some kind of combat in their life. So I feel like a lot of us, not me, for instance, but like a lot of other grown men, you haven't been in any physical altercations. You never sparred before. You never did any physical sport, and like you can tell based off somebody's body language if you're confident or not. Like a lot of people will like walk around with their back slouched. You don't have a good posture. You're scared to speak up for yourself, and I feel like a lot of that stems from not knowing how to defend yourself physically. This could just be my opinion, and I'm not going to make this a long video. The idea just came to my mind, and it's not really an idea. It's really an actual thing. I feel like a lot of grown men these days, our testosterone levels are super low because of the food and the fluoride in the water that they put out, the chemtrails in the sky, the shit they put on the internet for you to keep scrolling and shit like that. That's a whole nother thing, but I feel like everybody should train some form of combat in their life. I don't think you should go about life just going about it, because then say somebody's coming crazy at you, right? You don't want to be that guy that's going to be apologizing like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. Like, nah, you gotta either come crazy back or tell them come on. I ain't gonna let you talk to me like that. I don't know, but you can't be walked all over. And like I said, I feel like a lot of this stems from you never did anything hard. Like you never really did anything like fight. You've never been in a fight, or you've never done any form of combat. Like even if you've never been in a fight, cool. But I feel like everybody should sign up, like as a grown man at least. Because say you got a girlfriend and somebody slaps her on the ass, then what? Fuck, you just gonna look at them, or I don't know, say, hey man, stop that, man. Hell no, you better knock that nigga the fuck out. But nah, yeah, I feel like we're at a really low testosterone rate. We're at a very big low when it comes to a lack of confidence with grown men. And I just feel like everybody should train some form of combat in their life. Like, for instance, I'm not even gonna lie. Back before I started wrestling, so I started wrestling at 11 years old. I started training mixed martial arts at 13, 14. I got into judo and jiu-jitsu. And I started boxing a little bit. I was doing a little mix of everything once I turned 14. But long story short, before I started wrestling, below 11, like 10, 9, 8, something, like when I was younger like that, I ain't have no confidence. And like I ain't gonna say I was scared of people, but like I was scared to get in a physical altercation with anybody. I didn't want anything to happen, because I ain't know nothing about fighting. And like I said, I wasn't scared of anybody. I just didn't want to test myself. I didn't want to get in any physical altercations. Once I started wrestling and I started building muscle on my body, because before I got into any kind of sport, I used to be scrawny with no muscle. I ain't have no weight to me. I was 80 pounds when I was under 11 years old. Under 80 pounds. Once I started wrestling and I started gaining fight IQ, I started walking around like I really, like I run shit. Like I started walking around like I was the king. And not during high school and shit like that, because like for the most part I was cool with everybody. Like it wasn't no reason to want to fight everybody. But I'm not gonna lie, like during all that time I was I trained all through high school. Like I was in and out of mixed martial arts. Mainly did judo and jiu-jitsu for the most part, mainly wrestled. I always boxed on weekends. I made sure I got my striking in. But yeah, I feel like when you do these kinds of things, you walk around with a different confidence. If say you never like, I feel like my life would be completely different if I never got into any of that stuff. Like, I wouldn't have no confidence in myself. Like long story short, it was like 8 or 9 months ago. I was working at this food service job. I'm about to spit this gum. I was working at this food service job, right? And long story short, I'm gonna make it short. I went on the loading dock. Well, I was pulling up. It was in Newark, New Jersey, or New Brunswick, or something like that. Like one of them tight ass North Jersey areas. But long story short, I'm pulling up, right? I'm pulling up to the area, and I'm like, okay, where should I park at? Where should I park? And mind you, my window didn't go down. Keep this in mind. My window couldn't go down. The truck was fucked up. So I'm trying to put the window down, and there's some guy shouting at me. I can see he's shouting, and he's trying to tell me where to go, or like, he was trying to tell me don't park yet, some shit, I don't know. I was trying to put my window down. I'm like, so boom, I parked on the street. I opened my door. I'm like, yo, what? Like, I'm trying to see what he said, so I can know what I'm doing. And then he like turned his back and flapping his arms. I'm just like, what the fuck? So I'm trying to walk up to him like, yo. Like, where do you want me to park at? And he just walked in the building. I'm like, okay. My window didn't go down, so I couldn't hurry up and see what you were saying right away. But okay. So boom, I parked in the loading dock, and I could tell all his other workers was scared of him. I guess he was like the boss in that warehouse or whatever. So I parked. I opened up my truck. I took my pallet jack. I started getting the pallets off. He came out on some weird shit, talking about, I told you to wait to park. I got other people coming here. I told you to fucking wait. He said, I told you to fucking wait right fucking there, motherfucker. Like, saying all this crazy shit. And mind you, I never, ever, this was the first time I've ever snapped at a job. I don't snap at a fucking job. Like, I'm here to make money. But I don't think I've ever been talked to like that. My own dad don't talk to me like that. My own dad never talked to me like that when I was a kid. So he's saying all this shit, and I ain't gonna lie, I ain't one of them people like, oh, I see red. But like, I lost control of myself. I lost control for a minute, and I fucking, like, everything kind of just blurred out. I ain't give a fuck about the job. I ain't give a fuck about nothing. Like, bro, do you know who the fuck I am? But, so long story short, he's saying, motherfucker, I told you to wait right fucking there, motherfucker. I said, what the fuck you're talking to? You don't fucking call me a motherfucker. And I started telling him, yo, I'll knock you the fuck out on this loading dock right now. I'll knock you the fuck out right now. He said, eyes got all big. He started shaking. He said, I don't want it anymore. Take it back. Call your boss. Take it back. I said, fuck you. And he started walking away. And mind you, I always, so not to spin off stories, but like, anytime I fight somebody or any altercation, I'm never yelling like that. Like, I don't know why I got out of character like this, but this was the first time I ever really came out of character like that. I was screaming, and I was so, if he took a step forward when I was in his face, and I touched him too. I touched him by accident. I touched his forehead. I didn't mean to touch him. I got so mad. I was just ready to fight. But yeah, long story short, like in fighting situations, I don't get mad like that, because when you fight, you don't want to fight angry. You want to fight with no emotions. But long story short, I got mad. I don't think I would have had the confidence to get in that man's face if I didn't know anything about fighting. If I never trained in my life, if I never did anything like that, like if I never worked hard and trained my body hard and shit like that, I wouldn't have gotten that man's face. I would have said, oh yeah, where do you want it? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to go back out and wait? Like, I probably would have did some shit like that. But yeah, I feel like knowing how to fight really gives you a different form of confidence. I walk around everywhere. I'm not going to say I'm untouchable and nobody can beat me, but it's damn near like that. Like, I know for a fact the average person that doesn't train can't beat me. I know that for a fucking fact. And I lost sparring sessions before, so don't get me wrong on that. I lost sparring sessions, I lost wrestling matches, but like I feel like when it comes to like mixing all this shit up, the average person cannot fucking touch me. I will dominate you. But yeah. So that was that. Like, to sum it all up, I feel like as a grown man, you should know some kind of form of combat, and you should also be physically fit too. Like, I feel like you can't just train jujitsu, because like I went into jujitsu gyms before where like the guys, they only know technique and they're not physically strong, and like they're not really able to do, like, impose their will like they should. But yeah, to sum it all up, I feel like every man should know how to fight. You should have it in your head every time you go somewhere and you're analyzing somebody. You should always think, well, this is me. Like, and I'm not looking for trouble. Don't twist my words. I'm not ever looking for trouble. But like, it's always like a first thought in my head, like when I meet somebody and I shake their hand, like, okay, how would I be able to beat this guy? How could I do it? Okay, he's a little taller, boom. Easy single leg, boom. Take him to the ground. Elbows right on top of the head. If he's shorter, okay, I'm gonna keep my distance. Boom, jab him from a distance. Throw teep kicks to the body, roundhouse kicks to the ribs, shit like that. But yeah. I feel like it's a very important aspect of life to know how to defend yourself. Because if you don't, you're gonna get stepped all over. You're gonna get stepped all over in life, and life is gonna be rough for you. This shit's gonna be rough. So, yeah. Besides all the financial stuff I talk about, you should really keep something like this in mind. If you don't train, I want you to start off with this, because I'm actually an expert when it comes to getting stronger without weights. So if you don't have weights and you don't have time to go to a gym, I want you to do this. First of all, order a pull-up bar. Pull-ups are great for grip strength and grappling strength. Like all the Russians, like Khabib and all them, one of their main things is pull-ups. But what I want you to do is, I want you to do 500 push-ups a day and 500 sit-ups a day. 500 squats too, if you have the time. If you can't do 500, I want you to do 100 a day of everything. 100 push-ups, sit-ups, and squats. I want you to do all three of those. Because legs, people sleep on legs. So long story short, legs is, you're going to need your legs if you're going to pick somebody up and slam them. And I learned this later on in life. It's not all about upper body strength. You got to have that lower body strength, because when you pick somebody up, you're getting in a squat. You feel me? So I want you to start off with 100 a day of everything, 50 in the morning, 50 at night of everything. If that's too easy, I want you to do 100. If that's too easy, I want you to do 200 a day, and so on. I got to the point at one point where I was doing 1,000 a day of everything, and I need to get back on that. My job slowed me down a little bit. I do a lot of pull-ups, so like when I go home, I'll just burn myself out on it. I'll do a little over 200, and then I'll make sure I do legs and shit. I'll do ab raises. But yeah, I feel like a big part of life, being comfortable in life, is being physically fit. Physically have yourself in shape and ready to go for anything. Always be ready to go. Because I promise you, if somebody went to test me and they don't train, if they're not physically fit, if they're weak compared to me, I'm gonna fucking ragdoll you. Like, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I'm gonna fucking ragdoll you. It's not even gonna be a fucking challenge. But yeah, I feel like everybody, like I fucking said this shit 10 plus times already, but you get the point already. Especially as a grown man, get yourself in shape and train a martial art. I recommend, if you never wrestled before, and you're a grown man, it's kind of too late. But what you can do, you can go into jiu-jitsu and judo. And for striking, I recommend boxing. Boxing is definitely one of the best arts out there. If not, I ain't gonna say the best, but it's definitely top 3. But yeah, also get yourself a punching bag. So for years I had a dummy. I never really went to a gym and trained kicks. I got my kicks better on my own. Like I trained kicks every day, every single day. I trained kicks since I was 15, and now I'm 26, and I still train. But yeah, you should train your kicks, punches, But before you even get a bag, I want you to go to a gym and get yourself physically fit. Do all those calisthenics, the 500 a day. If you can't do 500, you know what to do. Do less reps. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I want you to take note of that and get your confidence levels up.